Thank you for joining us down here to start off with Patrick's campaign, Patrick Von Dohlen. We're going to start with a prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Stand before you, Holy Spirit, conscious of our sinfulness, but aware that we gather in your name. Come to us, remain with us, and enlighten our hearts. Give us light and strength to know your will, to make it our own, and to live it in our lives. Guide us by your wisdom, support us by your power. For you are God, sharing the glory of Father and Son. You desire justice for all. Enable us to uphold the rights of others. Do not allow us to be misled by ignorance or corrupted by fear or favor. Unite us to yourself in the bond of love, and keep us faithful to all that is true. As we gather in your name, may we temper justice with love, so that all our decisions may be pleasing to you, and earn the reward promised to good and faithful servant. We ask this of you, who live and reign with the Father and the Son, one God, forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Can you hear me all right? Is that good? Barry, is that good?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for being out here today. Kick off Patrick's District 9 run. We're excited to have him as our new City Council member, District 9. And today commemorates that moment, that day. We just came down from the office, and we'll be leaving here shortly to go celebrate at the kickoff event. And what I'd like to do is just introduce Happy Von Dohlen. That is Patrick's wife, and she is a great woman, and she's got a great man standing by her. So Happy, I don't know where you are, but if you will come on up and say a couple of words.
Thank you, Mike, Patrick, everybody. We're so excited to be here today. So glad so many joined us in support of Patrick and his candidacy. We're so excited to know that he's going to have a really strong presence. As you all know, I'm Happy. I'm Patrick's wife, and it's always my pleasure to be here supporting my husband. He has been a loud voice for San Antonio for quite some time. Been involved with City Hall since 2011 and the North Chamber of Commerce. Just very active voice in supporting San Antonio homeowners and other people. And we're really excited. This is 20 years of marriage, 9 kids, all supporting their dad. All of our kids attend public schools here in San Antonio, and we have been in the District 9 or the boundaries of District 9 for our 20 years of marriage. And we've been very active in volunteering and being a loud voice for all families in the community. This Christian man, Patrick, is very committed to God, family, and community. As a councilman's voice, I really feel that he will listen to his constituents and he will represent their voice. Please join me in welcoming Patrick.
Yay!
All right, Patrick!
Hey, Patrick!
Howdy. Thank you to my wife for the introduction. It's very kind of you, and thank you to Mike and Danny for the prayer. Thank you to each of you who are here supporting me and my candidacy. My name just happens to be on the ballot. It's really not about me. This is a mission city, and this mission city has roots and a purpose. The purpose of bringing people into this new world to help them embrace a community, to help them come to a greater understanding of what it is to be a community, and to help improve their lives. It's all about quality of life. And from that standpoint, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your attention. This is running for office has become, this is my first time, but it's a very humbling experience. It's humbling because in that situation, you're asking for a lot of help of a lot of people. My name might be on the ballot. There's lots of people that are helping me, including the people standing behind me, people standing behind the camera, people that are doing all sorts of work behind computers and everything else. So there's lots of people involved. And so while my name is on the ballot, I'm humbled to have this opportunity to seek the candidacy of District 9, to represent the people of District 9. And I'm running to help make San Antonio a better place, for a better San Antonio. There are lots of things to celebrate about San Antonio, from the mission city to where we are today, to growing over the next 20 years another 1 million people. It is a mecca of travel and vacationing and conventions, yet at the same time, it's the people that make San Antonio different. It's the people that make San Antonio great. It's the people that make San Antonio a small community. So District 9 is the area that includes the airport north of 410 west. The boundaries are basically the airport north to what Northwest Military and north. Some of the land has been annexed now up further on 1604 and some of the business district. So that gives you an idea of where it is. I'm running to help with family values. Residential property values are a part of family values. People being able to maintain their home prices, to not have their way of life disrupted, to have continuity and good community within the HOAs, to make sure it's safe, to make sure there's proper lighting in streets, safe streets, smooth sidewalks for kids to walk on, going to school, so that they have a safe way to travel. Running because it takes someone with practical wisdom, or common sense you might say, a level head. And from that standpoint, prudence is the goal here. We want to have people on City Council in which will listen to their constituents. In this case, my wife says one of the only things that's kept us married for 20 years is my ability to listen to her. So I plan to take that to the people of District 9 and listen to you as well as I have over the years. I am an independent voice, conservative, yet independent. So while we can agree, sometimes we might agree to disagree. Sometimes we'll agree in full step, full community, full commonality. Other times we might disagree. But I'll let you know up front where I stand. And I always listen. Some good things that Joe Cryer has done that I want to continue for District 9 is what's called citizen action reports. And in which Joe Cryer and his staff began institutionalizing District 9 to take in reports of people calling in that have needs in District 9. And so what that enabled them to do was track whether or not those issues have been resolved. We want to do that. We want to continue. That's a great idea. Want to increase homeowner engagement. There's a part of Stone Oak that is not necessarily disenfranchised, but disengaged from District 9. We want to involve them just north of 1604 and Cornerstone Church. San Antonio is great, but we have infrastructure concerns. In this situation, we have streets that have potholes. We're having sinkhole issues. There are basic concerns, basic needs to be taken care of so people can travel to and from work, get home safely in a timely manner, and get home to their families to have a great quality of life. So private property protection, public safety. We also want to engage senior citizens. District 10 has a great senior citizen facility. We want to have one in District 9 as well. It's included in the bond package, yet at the same time, the question remains, it would have been great, why didn't we have this before? It's great it's being brought attention to. I compliment Joe Cryer on bringing that within bond. We want a greater quality of life for people. We want people to know that their children are safe and being able to cross streets, walk down the sidewalks without having to worry about somebody abducting them, harming them. We want to make sure that our mail gets safe to people. Not our mail, but every piece of mail. And mailbox theft is a growing issue in District 9. So we want to make sure that we have some techniques to be able to deal with that, to bring those people to accountability and to stop that. For San Antonio, it's important about accountability and clarity. My wife said she didn't like the name transparency. It is about transparency, but most people don't understand it. It means what you see is what you get. Whether it's in government, whether it's in a candidate or an individual, you want to know what you're getting. So what you see is what you get with me. Fiscal responsibility is crucial. We have a situation in which our debt is growing at a tremendous rate. Not that we're necessarily the Detroit of the South, but we have a great chance right now to turn the boat, to adjust the settings, to make sure we have fiscal responsibility. None of us would work in a situation where if we made $60,000 a year in income and we had a $40,000 net worth, would we go and buy a new vehicle that cost $45,000? It wouldn't make sense. It doesn't make financial sense. It's important that we grow the small business advocacy and grow small business community to show that District 9 continues to lead the way, continues to bring and be a great district, a shining star of the districts, to help San Antonio move forward and move into the next, in 2020. Public safety is a great concern, though. In that case, we want to make sure that the fire contract gets resolved. And in helping the firemen, they will not have a situation in which they're concerned about lifting a vehicle or hurting their back when it comes to saving your loved one. We want to know that we want those men and women who work for the fire department to know that they have good health insurance while they're on contract to be able to help someone in need without regard for themselves, a selfless act. We also want to make sure we have police adequately covering Stone Oak area. Stone Oak right now has one policeman covering all the Stone Oak area. We want to increase that. So we want to work with public law enforcement, all of the city, to help them come to a greater understanding. We have to have our first responders and our people taken care of so that we can live our lives and go about our ways to bring about a new quality of life, a greater quality of life. So I leave you with the thought that while we do want to pursue what's right for others, we have things to overcome. We have issues that need to be dealt with. It's time to begin again. And in that case, I bid you a farewell, and I thank you for your time. I ask for your vote and your consideration, and I want to thank everybody down here again that just taking time out of their day, my family and friends, and thank you for your support. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you. May 6th is the election, Saturday, May 6th. Early voting begins before that, and I appreciate your vote. Thank you very much.
No feet in the picture, okay?
It's not the mic.
Hey Dana, doing all this? This is Facebook Live. Thanks a lot.